Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, we gonna get to the bottom of this, right? I went and I found a tape from Cuffy. He calls Blue Da Vinci from jail, and he explains what's going on with the Big Meech situation. It's getting heated up. It's coming out. So I'm just here to bring clarity. I'm not here to pick sides, but I'm gonna call a spade as far as how this third party corporation and how these court documents and everything go, because I myself served 26 years in federal prison and I chose not to want to be a rat bastard or even caught up in the rat bastard flip-flop wearing in public troll conversations. Sit back, enjoy this joint. Blue Da Vinci getting ready to speak to Cuffy on the joint. Until then, while the intro is playing, please register at my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio, spelled Juanita Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories, and Mecca Audio TV. And this episode is brought to you by Cashbox. Be on the lookout for it. Got all the big hitters on it. Dame Dash, Young Jock, myself, Unique Mecca Audio, Big J Nixon. You know, we got everybody on it. We got Omar Ellison. We got Ramaya. We rolling. I you know what it is, Unique Mecca Audio, man. We're going to play this. We're going to get right to the point. Like I said, subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio, Juanita. And this is brought to you by Cashbox. Let's see what Cuffy got to say about this.
What I'm saying, and I know people heard me speak about Meech's paperwork situation with the last interview that we had, and a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say. They don't believe it, Blue's hating. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back and I looked at everything, I was like, you know what, bro? It's only right and only one way to really do it. Only one way to really do it and just let Dog speak for itself. So I wanted him to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
All right, but before we go any further, right, let me say this, right? You know, like I said, it's a gangster channel. We're trying to get to the bottom of this for the viewers, right? What is Blue Da Vinci's motive for exposing Big Meech if he's a rat? Everyone has a motive. Anything that happens in life, it's a motive. It's like a reaction to an action. Like, what did he expect the reaction to be, and why did he want that reaction? You know? Because if I recall correctly, Blue Da Vinci himself was accused of allegedly being a rat bastard. Not saying he is, just trying to get to the bottom of this. But what is the purpose and the motive for Blue Da Vinci airing Big Meech out? Could it be misery love company? Could it be rat want rat in the basket? Could it be that Meech did Blue Da Vinci wrong? Y'all put in the comments from what you know, but I know Blue Da Vinci was accused of that as well. Not saying it's true, because you know the rat bastards try and jump on it, anything to try and run with it. But let's play this out, because we need to find out what this man on the phone's motive is, the same way I asked Gene Deal what was his motive, because there has to be a motive.
Hello, my nigga, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is made up, or this thing is fake, or that I have an axe to grind, you feel me?
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Collins, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential Source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
okay, so can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
How do you know? How do you came upon this information though?
We were rewarded what's called a Frank's hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Frank's hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
All right, so what y'all need to do now, right? If this is true, if these allegations are true, then y'all need to just put the paperwork up saying that, and that's the end of it. Then you know what it is. If these are official documents, someone put them up, and that should be the end of what it is. It shouldn't be no whole bunch of back and forth because the paperwork speaks for itself. And no disrespect, just telling you how it go because we riding. Anyone defends or harbors a rat is a rat and deserve to get what a rat gets. That's the way it works in the prison. Meech just coming out of prison. Meech was called a rat. Meech knows that when you're in prison, if a man call you a rat, you got to put your Bethlehem, as Banky Pound says, deep up in him so another man don't think about doing that, because that's the worst thing that you could be considered as, is a rat bastard. I know a lot of people that would rather deal with he cipher monkey ciphers before they deal with rat bastards. If y'all don't know what the he cipher monkey cipher is, y'all look it up and somebody's gonna put in the comment because we're not gonna go through this. If you want to know, you could go over to Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories at YouTube and you'll get everything that you have missed, so you know. And he cipher monkey cipher, you know what I mean, rule of law truth. You know what I mean? You already know, God you now. We could go on and on. All that was dropped in different jewels sprinkled throughout the joint. But now, what is Cuffy's motive? We got into the possible blues motives, but now, Cuffy's motives. Could Cuffy just be a vindictive, bitter man in jail that don't want to see his comrade rise, so he's putting out this story? I'm definitely not saying that I agree with that for you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public, just using an example. Or could it be that Cuffy is on some man time, that he has an obligation and a duty until the oath that he took to the street to expose any rat that he knows to the public, so the public don't get misconstrued and get tricked into the rat bastard ways and want to, deal with this rat. So Cuffy being in jail, feeling that he knows for a fact that Meech is a rat, then Cuffy has an obligation to let it be known, so that now 50 Cent, Rick Ross, the baby, the little baby, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, and who else they said performing at this concert? So they having, a big concert for an alleged rat. Do you see how times are changing? This issue needed to be fixed before this concert needed to be aired. Because we don't want to hear after the fact, while all this debating is going on YouTube and Unique Mecca Audio's giving you the facts and the code and the morals and the principles of the street. Later, you come back and say, oh, I performed because I didn't know he was a rat. Not saying he's a rat for you rat bastards that want to jump on it. Just giving you examples. You can't come back later, because if you hear, listen, let me give you an example, because we ride. Give you a better example. Who's the baddest female out there right now that everybody wants? Who the baddest female? I remember back in my days it was J-Lo. You know what I mean? So let's say J-Lo come to you and you hear rumors that, J-Lo got, the 4 letters, start with an A. You know what I mean? Let's say you hear rumors saying that she has the 4 letters. Would you still run up in her? Or would you run up in a Raw? Or would you run up in a with a Jimmy on. That's old school talk. You know, you run up on it with a Jimmy on and you hoping you don't get caught up. Or you run up in a wrong hoping you don't get caught up. Or do you say, man, I'm staying away from that, man. If they saying she ain't got that thing, I don't want to play Russian roulette with my bong, bong, bong. So I'm staying away from that fire right there. You know what I mean? But now you hear that a man is a potential rat and you're getting on the stage to do a concert for him. And you have been running on YouTube that you don't deal with rats. You don't talk to Gunner no more, one of your homies. You know what I mean? For a lot of y'all in the rap circle. But then now, that's what they call selective politicking because now you're going to do a show for another man. I'm not even going to say his name, so don't think that I'm calling him a rat. But you're going to do another show. You're going to do a show for someone that has a rat cloud over them. How do you explain that and seeing you from the street? And what needs to happen, right? And I'm gonna keep it 100, right? What needs to happen is, because maybe Meech don't know, this is a different day and time, right? This is a different day and time. You know, if you didn't tell Meech, just come out and say, I didn't tell, it's a bunch of crap. If you did tell, just come out and say, yo, I told I couldn't deal with the pressure. I used this chick to go out there in school, to do to allegedly get me out of prison. Just come clean. You're gonna get some people that's gonna be with you and some that's not gonna be with you. But as long as you straddling that fence, they're gonna eat you alive and you're gonna lose your hairline. Stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it, Meech. It don't go that way. You know, you're gonna have to say something, Meech. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I believe it or I don't believe it, and I did see a whole lot of paperwork. You know what I mean? But I'm not voicing my opinion at this time. I'm just letting it be known how this works when you have the paperwork. You got a man that's in jail sending the paperwork to the street and he's saying this and that. Do you know that that paperwork that Cuffy's sending right now through that phone, the Blue Da Vinci, through, you know, Cam Capone, where we all hearing on YouTube, if that same paperwork or message is sent to another jail and Demetrius family was in jail, that they'll have to put the Bethlehem in him or he'll have to fight for his life? And then for 50 Cent to be running with him and then say, I ain't dealing with you because of Tammy Cohen. But you've been dealing with Tammy Cohen. So that's why everybody's asking 50 Cent, have you not heard the rumors about Tammy Cohen when you decided to work with him? Why did you decide to work with Tammy Cohen and Meech? Or you're just hearing these rumors and now you're stepping back? Or is it because of these pictures that was floating with, you know, first Terry, you know what I mean, with Little Supreme Son pissed you off. Then what's the other one? There was the other one. There was the other one. Then it was Terry with Rick Ross pissed you off. And now Big Meech come home, and no disrespect, right? I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I said, I love 50. I love his music, love everything about him, and I would love for him to do my own movie because he did an excellent job with their joint. I just feel, in my opinion, that they should have used a different lens to make it look more dark and gritty. You know, 1986, 88 Detroit. Because I remember Detroit in 88 and it wasn't all glitzy with the lights. That was some Hollywood stuff. But the overall show and the script was fire. Love it. Love Lamar. Heard you got the life rights to Lamar. But speaking of life rights, because we ride, I got one question for Meech, right? Meech, what the heck was on your mind giving the life rights to a woman and then your baby mother that has your son that you put on, you don't trust her to give it to her, but then you choose to trust her to come home to her after you put the bag, which is the brand, which is the BMF, into Tammy Cohen's hands, and now she holds the string to your future. Because you know, R. Kelly said it best. A woman scorned is a mother effer. And now it looks like you may have scorned Tammy. Or maybe 50's just, you know, busting his gun and saying that he's gonna, you know, like insinuating that, you know, Tammy's gonna, you know, air it out that you ordered her to do that and she did it all for you. Or maybe that's gonna happen. But that's gonna be a another dead weight, on your situation. And that's why when they're talking about a big welcome home concert, and you got men like Big Kaz, from California, C Dog from California, JR from Chicago, you know, you got Big Trav from down in Miami came home, you know what I mean? Convertible Burt, another stand-up man, came home. Big Jed came home from down in Florida. I can keep saying names of men that's from Florida that Rick could have looked out for, but he's going over here to go look out for Detroit. And everybody, for some reason, when they in the gangs, when they in whatever, they claim their state and they represent their state. So why isn't, just a question, why isn't Rick Ross reaching out to his state, grabbing Travis, Jade, Convertible Burt? You got big stories down there. You got big stories in Miami. And you get caught up with the controversialness of someone from another state. Let's ride. I'm gonna introduce y'all to a bad mother, right? There's a dude named Travis, right? They call him Trav. He about 6'6". He's still working out, jumping rope, doing what he got to do. He's in the penitentiary, held it down. When he was on the street, this dude, he went and got a busload of his homies from down in Miami and drove it straight up the Florida Turnpike to Atlanta, pulled up in the projects, took over, started screwing everybody girl, causing havoc, selling mad drugs, shootout, everything else, and turned Atlanta wide open. That's Big Trav. All the way from Miami. Rick Ross, what's wrong with that movie? I mean, just explain that to me. He came from Miami to Atlanta. Meech came from Detroit to Atlanta. Big Trav stood 10 toes down with no blemishes on him. Meech may have stayed 10 toes down. We don't know if there's a blemish on him because they're trying to figure it out now. But there's a cloud over Meech, no cloud over Travis. Both of them came from different states and rode it big. Travis was just before Meech. But yet you look the other way at Trav? Your homie from Miami? Make you say, Somebody explain this to me because I'm a little confused. But this is what I see the problem is, and I don't want to pick sides, and I'm not going to pick sides. I'm just laying it out. Let's get back to Cuffy, man, because it's getting a little too deep. I don't want to say too much because I know that y'all ain't really ready for it, because I know too much water drowns the plant and too much sunlight burns the plant. I don't want to drown you, and I definitely don't want to brown you. I want to be the only handsome cocoa brown mother effer on YouTube. All you light-skinned dudes, do what you do. Okay?
But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Oh, that's a stupid question. Who's asking Blue this? Blue, you should have just told him, get up out of here. Go watch Unique Mecca Audio. That's what you said. Go watch my daughter Juanita Mecca Audio. Go watch something else. He asked a stupid question like that. Did you hear what he just asked him? If he told why he did so much time. Because the idea didn't manifest itself and the plan didn't manifest itself till after he served X amount of years, if the allegations is true. That's how he would have served enough time. If you in jail 15 years and it took you 15 years to come up with a plan to get a white girl named Tammy Cohen to go out there and set your man up to to try and get the cartel, you know what I mean? You did 15 years. What do you think they're going to do? Take back the 15 years? No, you were just slow. It took you 15 years to come up with this devious, nasty-ass plan. So that's the answer to that. From a gangster's point of view, you know?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Yo, you trying to tell me that Tammy Cohen got the ill nana? Who else hitting Tammy Cohen? Oh, let me see. Oh, you trying to tell me that Tammy Cohen allegedly got the ill nana? Somebody let me know.
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up. He was also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent. And then he retired. He retired after he got them 60 years.
Yeah, he retired, and then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because, unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a sexual relationship or any personal relationship with a government informant.
Yo, you know what? He right too, right? And I'm gonna ride you one. I'm even gonna say the name because the case is over. Because I know these rat bastards gonna be looking for something to say. Oh, you need Mecca? What is rat? He's rat, not right. But you know, I'm talking about. I'm gonna say the name, but I'm gonna let you know where it was at. You know, I don't like to give these rat bastards any leadway. You know, I hate to give them any cheese to go run and try and sell. But there was a dude when I was down in Virginia, right? I'm down in Virginia. Dude is down there. His girl comes back from court, right? His girl was was supposed to be getting him to tell on the connect. So in order to get him to tell on the connect, they put him and his girl. They was both locked up at the same time. One in women's jail, one in men's jail. But the girl was ratting, so they was gonna give her a shot to get out. So they wanted her to talk to him to give her the connect. So they put the two of them in the same office, you know, in the prosecutor's building down there in the Tidewater area. This ain't no allegedly. It's all in the newspapers. I should tell y'all the name, but you rat bastards is gonna just look for something to try and make it about the government anyway. But anyway, so dude, they put them both in the same thing, and she winds up getting pregnant. 2-3 years later, he's locked up doing like 30 years. She goes back and she writes the prosecutor and she said, hold up, you know what I mean? My man locked up. You let me have sex with him. We have a baby. I can't afford to take care of the baby. Who gonna take care of this baby that you allowed me to have while he was locked up and had sex with him? You know what I mean? So now the people that her man and him ratted on, right? They went back, right? And they said, hold on, you got to pull them statements because they got that because the do. And could you believe that even, listen, they wound up throwing out all those cases and even this dude winds up getting the play and getting up out of there. You know what I mean? After that happened because they were so embarrassed on how they handled that, right? Let's go back to playing this tape. We ride.
Somehow, some way, because I don't know how, she met Special Agent Jack Harvey. You could leave that up to question. How did Big Meech's personal assistant / the person that handles all this business / the person that owns BMF Entertainment to this day since 2008?
Special Agent Jack Harvey. He put her with Harvey.
So now she meets Special Agent Jack Harvey, and then she starts working for Special Agent Jack Harvey, but not for the Meech case. It was for a whole nother case first. It was for Terry White. But once that case went well, okay, and once that went past and Terry White got his 30 years, Special Agent Jack Harvey retired. But now she was ready to go do the case for Meech and help get Meech his time cut. So now when Meech came up, it was a new person that came on, and his name was what's his name again, big homie?
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer is the new special agent after Jack Harvey retired. Now he's her handler. And they engulfed in a personal relationship, sexual, however they called it in the court. And through that relationship, it tainted the case, and it was dishonorable at that point. They had to throw that out. That's why Meech didn't get out. So now you pose the question of why is my big homie Cuff still in jail? And go ahead, Cuff. You can.
See, that's the smoking gun, right? Because it's showing that Meech allegedly tried this more than once to try and get this going, right? This is the way this is breaking out from what I'm getting from the call. So y'all put in the comments, y'all let me know this is getting crazy, and it's gonna be a hell of a docuseries.
Let them know why.
I don't know if I watch it though, cause I don't know if I'm comfortable watching, you know, a rap docuseries. I'm really contemplating if I want to see the last season of the BMF joint. I'm just being honest. This is just me. I'm not boycotting. I'm not into none of that. Let's get that off the table. I'm just saying me. I don't watch Law and Order, right? I don't watch Law and Order. I don't watch 48. I don't watch none of that. Because within the first 20 minutes, somebody's in the room spilling their guts. So I don't watch none of that crap. You know what I mean? And if I would have knew these rumors about BMF, I most definitely wouldn't have watched any of that. That's just me. And now I don't even know if I even want to watch the end, because right now the end need to be written like it is, and put Meech, if that's the facts, and put Tammy Cohen's, write them in the script, and put their role in it. Let the world know. Because if not, and it's true, then you're harboring a rat. And what's supposed to be done to the rat is supposed to be done to you per penitentiary rules. So go ahead, you rat bastards, and say that Unique Mecca Audio, you too institutionalized. No, I'm on man time. So don't come around me if you's a rat, because I'm going to air you out. Other than that, I'm not going to come on my YouTube and air you out. It's not for everybody. But if I see you talking to one of my men, or talking to a man of honor, you better believe I'm going to walk right over and tell him in front of you, yo, you know, dude is a, you know what I mean? Because if not, then whatever happens, dude could say, man, Unique was there when we met and he never told me. Now he could come put one in my head because I never told him. That's how serious this game is. That's why I say don't get involved in this, because it's not worth it, man. Let's tap out, because y'all might not understand this. I get a little deep as I get it when we start talking about these rat bastards and all this, man. There should be no speculation over a man's name that's getting no big-ass concert. That's just my opinion. Clear your name up, then get all the concerts you want.
How that happened?
From that conspiracy, they indicted me on 2 murder charges. Subsequently, I pled guilty to 2 gun charges in exchange for them dropping the murder charges.
Now, how did they, hold on, let me ask this for you. Right quick. How did they get you on something that was totally different from the case that Meech and them had you in a wiretap for?
Out of a totally different, nothing to do with the drug conspiracy, but they falsely accused it as being a part of the drug conspiracy. And then they brought about the gun charges as using the gun charges in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime.
This call is from a federal prison.
Okay, and did they hit you with a superseding indictment or just?
They superseded me.
So they came out of that case that y'all was in court for and hit you with a whole brand new case that had nothing to do with that at all.
Didn't have nothing to do. Yeah, it still had something to do with that. They still let the drug conspiracy stand between Tammy Cohen and myself.
Oh.
And she started. That's the only way that they can continue to have jurisdiction. They had to leave the drug charges there.
Oh, see, I thought that they said, all right, well, this case is over, but we
pick up murder charges or gun charges unless it's tied to something. If it's not tied to anything, then the government don't have jurisdiction. So a carjacking has to be tied to something to have a gun charge of using a 924C, as I have, or 924J.
Oh, J.
You
Right.
feel me? Discharging a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime that results in death.
Right.
Yo, that's deep, man. I don't know where to go with that. That's deep. Y'all sit back. Y'all put in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Let me know how you feel about it, because this whole thing is crazy. I want to know, what is Blue Da Vinci's motive for airing Big Meech out? It's just a question, you know? That's something that y'all should be asking, because I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? Because I don't even follow stuff like this. But, you know, I have to break this down with all these different people telling, you know, their understanding of something that I lived and breathed for 60 years is, you know, it's bananas to me, but it is what it is. So I'm just one sole voice talking for those that's been through it. Make sure you subscribe at Juanita Mecca Audio at YouTube, spelled Juanita, Mecca Audio, and Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories. You want to hear the 5 prison stories, and Mecca Audio TV. Just show some love and cop my man Lou Sims' book. QR code on the screen works. All right.
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 20 96. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours, so we can get back to the
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.